Hi. Well, today is July the 20th, 2014, and I am on the 48-hour countdown to my gastric sleeve. And this is my first video about my journey going into this. And like as I've seen on the other videos, I have to share my statistics with you. This is quite difficult. Okay, here it is. I'm 55 years old. I'm married. I have 2 adult grown children. This is so hard for me to say. My highest weight on record is 268.3 pounds. But I'm not that today. I'm happy to say that I am down to 251.8 pounds because when I went to visit my doctor on the 7th of July, he said, my dear, you've gained 20 pounds since I saw you a year ago. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I need you to lose 10 pounds in a week and a half, or I won't do the surgery. I was like, really? This is, oh, and I thought, okay. So, I went out of the office and I was a little scared, and I thought, that's okay, because today I started Atkins. So I'm 8 hours into it. I can do this. When I weighed in on Friday, I had lost 11 pounds, so I was pleased. I've thought about this surgery for over a year, obviously. Gone through a myriad of conversations in my head, and oh, hell with it. And then in May, I finally had that conversation with myself that said, you're not happy. There's just nothing good about this. You're taking blood pressure medication. Your liver enzymes are up. And you just take up a lot of room. It's like I found that my life was becoming more diminished by the size of me. And I know there are some that say that's not the case, but for me it truly is. I go visit the national parks and I sit in the car because I can't walk down the hiking trail very far, and I can't walk between 2 parked cars anymore because I'll get dirt on my stomach, and it's just all jacked up. But more importantly, my very first grandbaby's due, and he or she will be born in January. And this chick's got a lot to live for. And I don't want to be sitting on some sideline as my grandbaby playing and wants me to do something that's just not okay anymore. So I've been committed, but as I realize is that the closer Wednesday comes, I've been a little bit bitchy. And I think I've been bitchy because I've been a little bit scared. And as I was going through the grocery store today, and I'm like cruising down the soup aisle thinking, really, I'm going to eat chicken broth? Like, what's the best chicken broth? Because I'm not a cook. Problem. And I just had a moment of sheer terror. And I'm just like, I can't do this. I'm looking at food, and it's like, I felt like it was like the largest food funeral of my life. And I'm like, I can't do this. How am I going to do this? And I was just literally, I was almost starting to hyperventilate. By the time I got to the frozen popsicles, I calmed down, but I still realized that, this really is a lifetime decision with lifetime repercussions. And I, as my imagination's starting to run wild and I'm thinking about all the things that could go wrong and some of the side effects, and, I don't know, it's like I'm having nightmares over farting, which is so strange, but I'm like, this is real. And, it's just, I'm like, really? Be fat or fart? I don't know. So anyway, but I got my magic bullet. I got my chicken broth, got my jello, I got my popsicles, and I reaffirmed with myself when I looked in the mirror and go, oh yeah, that chick's gotta go. Anyway, I hope to provide my insight and my take on my journey. Plus, I've told a zillion people. I'm kind of one of these people who's very open about my life. I don't like to keep things hidden. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't work well for me. So now I feel like I've got like, I don't know, 35 or 40 people that are like, oh. So failure's now no longer an option. And, but what is also interesting is that if you have the courage to talk freely about your struggles and the insights about your weight, then other people begin to speak freely with you about it and ask you more in details. And I'm so happy to say, well, trust me, I'm no expert. I'm just on leg one. And this is a lifelong marathon. This isn't just a 5K. This is an important step for me, and I feel like even putting myself out here on a blog, on YouTube, is a huge exposure to myself. But I have seen the courage and the success of other women, and I've taken great interest in their stories, and I'm hoping that as I cruise along in these early days and coming months, that some of you will find me equally as helpful. And with that, I'm not going to overstay my welcome, and I'll look forward to talking with you again just before my surgery. Take care.